Hello everybody, welcome back to Stan's Garage, bringing you everything you need to know for effective business IT management. Now, today's video, this one's for all the Lenovo users out there. We're going to talk about the multiple Lenovo vulnerabilities affecting millions of users. So hopefully, you haven't been ignoring those pesky Lenovo updates. And believe me, if you've got a Lenovo, you know that update thing comes up often. So overall, here's what's happening. ESET, a trusted European cybersecurity company, has publicly announced that they have identified multiple vulnerabilities within Lenovo's consumer laptops. If you're using the good business ThinkPads, you're fine.
Not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But these idea pads that you get at your Staples, Best Buys, and whatever, well, these vulnerabilities impact over 100 different models and millions of users of these particular Lenovo laptops worldwide. So Martin Smoler is the ESET malware analyst who discovered the vulnerabilities. According to him, the types of flaws he found allow hackers to disable security inputs and install UEFI, that's BIOS level malware, into the system. So UEFI, which is Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, gives hackers the ability to enable malware such as LoJax and eSpectre. Because these threats are dangerous, they are loaded ahead of the operating system, which makes them stealthy and nearly untraceable. So they're made to be used in the initial boot up process, which gives them the opportunity to bypass nearly all your antivirus, no matter how advanced it might be. For now, these vulnerabilities are only affecting Lenovo laptops. However, with more businesses embracing the work from home model, employees are switching to these consumer class devices to do remote work. Statistically, almost 50% of employees are using personal computers for work. So if you're a business owner, you should think about that. You want them using their own devices, or maybe you give them a company-provided, secured and locked-down device. So as a result, these Lenovo vulnerabilities have been identified, the ability to exploit these employees and gain access to their personal laptops. A hacker could use this information to steal sensitive data or even break into other business-related connections that this person might have on their personal device. So just how severe is this UEFI level malware threat? Well, for the past few years, UEFI has been involved in numerous high-profile attacks. In an instance that occurred at the end of 2021, Kaspersky SecureList discovered a UEFI firmware level compromise within their firmware scanner. What they found was that hackers used an infection chain in the machine's boot up sequence to compromise this firmware scanner. UEFI malware at the highest level is extremely dangerous because once a hacker is able to infiltrate a computer's UEFI, they gain full control over the device and can access all the data stored in it. Right? It's basically a complete compromise. Plus, even if the user tries to reinstall the operating system or replace the hard drive, the malware cannot be removed. It is there for good. Fortunately for users, these findings don't necessarily mean your laptop is hijacked. Although companies should take the firmware vulnerabilities seriously, experts point out that the risk caused by these new vulnerabilities is low due to how difficult Lenovo is to exploit. Most of the firmware requires privileged access and endpoint protection solutions to be able to exploit the CVEs, meaning that the endpoint, you got to get around the endpoint protection. However, there are long-term concerns for the users who do not implement patching and endpoint protection. Those still using older, standard antivirus software will find it difficult to detect any firmware intrusions. Businesses become at risk when they don't enforce long-term vulnerability detection and firmware patching. You know, you're seeing these even in Windows updates all the time. I know we do. You see Dell, Lenovo, HP, all of them, you see firmware patches being rolled up into Windows updates. If you're a business affected by these Lenovo vulnerabilities, there is still something you can do. The only option to cure these new vulnerabilities is to upgrade the firmware on the laptop. And like I said, you can get them direct from Lenovo. Lenovo Update will push them out there, or you can get them as part of your Windows updates. Users can search the list of affected Lenovo devices by name or machine type and manually update the impacted components. instructions included. We'll include a link in the video notes. So in normal conditions, pretty straightforward process. Download a file, execute it, it's going to install. However, it's been made a difficult task due to the amount of employees that are using personal Lenovo devices in their remote work environments. Security teams can instruct employees on what to do, but it's ultimately up to your team members to go ahead and push out those updates. The easiest way a business can encourage updating to their employees is send out an email notifying them on the risks and vulnerabilities that are present. Or better yet, if they want to use their personal devices, then some sort of corporate management tool can be installed with updates being enforced. Warn them that upgrading devices protects personal and company information and property. You can even include a list of the attached devices when you send out those notes. Keeping your business safe by implementing good cybersecurity defense measures is standard operating procedure these days. Don't sleep on this update. Even though the risk is low, they can still get out there. But as always, I would love to get your thoughts. Does your company use these personal Lenovo laptops somewhere in the environment? Have you taken steps to make sure everyone's updated? Well, let me know in the comments below, and if you're in need of some cybersecurity assistance or just have some questions to make sure you're protected against these types of firmware breaches, feel free to schedule a call with me via the Calendly link below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.